Hey everybody, Garcia here, and today I'm taking a look at a little card game all about collecting the right cards and pushing your luck. This is Paper Safari. In this game, every player is going to have 6 cards face down in front of them, and you are trying to collect the lowest possible total in front of you. There's a couple of ways you are trying to do that, obviously by having low-numbered cards in front of you, but there are a couple of twists also to it. If you can get, for example, the same valued card on top and below in the same column, they cancel out. That's going to give you a 0 for that column. Little things like that. It's a very light little game, mostly for kids and families, but it is very lovingly produced, so let's go ahead and take a look at it, see how it works. We'll come on back. I'll tell you a little bit more about it. The game's going to be played over multiple rounds, and you are trying to be the first one to get 3 of these tokens. If you do so, then you are the winner of the whole thing. Each round, we're going to shuffle up the deck of cards, and everyone gets 6 of them face down in this pattern without looking at them. And then every player picks 1, and they reveal that card. And these cards have different numbers on them. And you want to, at the end of a round, have the lowest possible total in front of you, with a couple of wrinkles to that formula, okay? So, for example, right now, I got a 6 revealed right here, but if at the end of the round there is an identical card below it in the same column, then they cancel out and that column is worth 0. There are also some cards, such as this one here, that are -2. That's a great card. And there are even some zeros in play, plus a couple of other wrinkles to it. So here we go. Let's say I'm going to be the start player right here, and on my turn, I'm going to draw a card, and then either add it to my board or discard it. Now, there's a discard here. I could pick that up. I don't want to, though. So instead, I draw a card, and I look at that card. It's great. It's a 0. And I can replace one of mine out here with the new card. If this was not a card I wanted, I would just discard it, okay? If I do it with a face-up card, I just get rid of the face-up, and I put this one in play, and I discard that. If I do it with one of my other cards, I will reveal that one and discard it and replace this with it, you know. So I will do it to the open one, because I'd rather drop from those 6 points to a 0. This player is going to be next, and they're going to draw a 9 here. They are going to discard the 10 for the 9. Not a great improvement, but it's something. That player will go next, and they are going to draw this one. Great, and now they're going to take a stab at one of these. They don't know what any of them are, but they're going to replace this one here. So they draw it. It's a 6. All right, not too bad. They replace that. And this is going to continue with the players looking at cards, replacing some. Oh, that was a bad move. And now this player, of course, is going to swoop in there and steal it like that. This is going to continue until someone has revealed all of their cards. At that point, the other players are going to finish revealing theirs, and we compare scores. All right. There's one more card, or a couple, actually, I want to point out here, which are the... Oh, there's a 1. That's very nice. There is the special Tarzan card. That one. The elephant card. That one. And then lastly, there is a question mark that must be in here somewhere. Actually, the players must have them in front of them. There it is. So these 3 I want to talk about because they're a little bit different. All right, let's say you've got that, buddy. This one here, when you draw that card, it lets you peek at one of your own cards. So if I draw that, I'm going to look at one, and I'm going to put it right back. That was a good peek, by the way. Definitely don't want to replace that blindly. And then, so if you draw this from the deck, you can look and then still discard that. If you draw from the discard pile, you cannot draw it and then immediately discard it again. You would replace something, right? This one here, when you draw that, you cannot discard this one. This is going to force a massive change. So, let's say it's on top of the deck. I draw it. I'm going to replace one of my cards out here with this one. So I might replace that one with that, and then the player to my left is going to replace the card in the same spot with the one I just got rid of, like so, and so on. It happens again until the final player does not give a card back to me. Instead, that one goes to the bottom of the discard pile, like so. And then lastly, the special question mark card. which I must have shuffled back in here, I guess. That question mark card is going to take on the value of whatever it is next to. So, there it is. No, I don't know where I put it. Anyway, the question mark card, let's say it is next to, where are you, buddy? There's one. Let's say at the end of the game it ends up here. And then we reveal at the end, it's going to take on the value of whatever it's next to. In this case, fantastic, it's a 0. If it was like this, even better, it's a -2. If it is something like this, though, and I reveal that, it can take on the value of either one if it's in the middle. So it could be an 8 or it could be a 3. You might technically take the 8 if there was another 8 here below it. Because an 8 and an 8, don't forget, that column becomes nothing. And you are trying to have the lowest score possible, and that's all there is to it. It's a pretty simple little thing. So hopefully that all makes sense. You're drawing cards, replacing the ones you've got, try to get a low score by having 0s, -2s, possibly the question marks, and if all else fails, the same card above each other, which is going to be 0 points as well. Once you figured out who's got the absolute lowest score at the table at the end of a round, and they get one of these, you shuffle that up, and you deal out 6 cards again, do it again, continue until someone gets 3 of these paw prints, and that player is the winner of the whole thing. There you go. Very simple little filler card game. Let's go back up top. Let me give you some final thoughts. That is Paper Safari. Tiny little thing. I like this little game. It's a cute game. It's a nice filler, kind of a game you would just throw in a bag, throw in a pocket, take with you, play at home with the kids. Maybe it's a neat little thing. So let's break it down a little bit more. There are, in my opinion, 2 main reasons as to why you would play this, and they are the first 2 things I'm going to talk about. That is aesthetics. This has a very cute look, nice artwork, clear numbers on the cards, nice little tiny box, like I said. So that's the first reason. And then the ease of play here is very high. That's the main reason you'd want to play this. It's going to go over well with just about everybody, for non-gamers, for kids. I could totally see you gathering around the dinner table after dinner and playing a couple of rounds of this with the family. So that would be the main reason to check this out. And I would certainly recommend it for that. But let me talk about everything else. Thematic ties is really just window dressing here, but it does not detract from the whole package to not make it hard to teach because of the theme, so I have no issue there. The replayability, it's okay. It's something you're not going to play very frequently. It does scale well. It plays 2 to 5 players, and I think it works fine through all those numbers, so no issue there. Though I will say for game length, while it does not have any problems, in my opinion, it could potentially outstay its welcome with the full complement of players if multiple players continue winning rounds, right? At that point, then you are looking at, every player could technically win 2 rounds before somebody gets to 3. That's a little long, I would say, for this, but it's also very unlikely that will happen. So, still not an issue for me. And then, lastly, tactics and strategy and luck. Yeah, it's a pretty lucky game, sure. But it should be fun for what it's meant to be. And this is, it's very apparent what this is meant to be. And what it is and what it achieves, in my opinion. I think what it sets out to do, it does well. And I like it for that. This is not a game I went into thinking one thing and came away thinking another, right? I went into it thinking, that's cute. Seems like it might be a nice, younger kids or non-gamer kind of little filler. And it is. Perfect. That's what I expected. That's what I got. And I like it. So, let me give you my bottom line here. Bottom line is as follows. An attractive pocket game for the kids or the family that will provide some cheers, close calls, and laughter. This is going to get a 6 out of 10 from me. I recommend it. It is, like I said, one that I would keep on in a purse, in a bag, somewhere, and pull it out somewhere and play a few rounds. to pass the time. I like it very much for that reason. And it's well made. So there you go. That is Paper Safari, everybody. Thanks for checking this out with me. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you on the next one.
Thanks so much for watching another Dice Tower video. If you enjoy our videos, subscribe to the channel for more fun, comprehensive board game coverage. Also, consider joining us at one of our events. Come to Dice Tower Retreat, a small, intimate gathering where gaming is king. Join us for Dice Tower Cruise, the largest board game cruise. Attend Dice Tower West in Las Vegas for gaming fun on the West Coast, or Dice Tower East in Orlando in sunny Florida. Dice Tower Conventions, the friendliest gaming conventions on Earth. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.